it's Ruby, and today I'm going to be starting my exam series because of course it is exam season now, so I'm going to be focusing my videos on preparing for exams, exam tips, so that you can perform as well as you possibly can in the summer exams. I haven't come up with a tag for this yet, so if you have any ideas, please be sure to leave them down below and I will choose the best one. In today's video, I'm going to be giving tips on how to take notes from a textbook. This video is a collaboration with STUDYEGN from Tumblr, and I will leave the link to her Tumblr account. Her URL will be left down below. She will similarly be posting some tips on how to write notes from a textbook, so once you've watched my video, go over to her blog and have a look at her tips, and I think you're going to love her account. She posts really inspirational photos for studying. With that all said, let's get into the video. What I always do is I will take some small post-it notes, put them at all the main headings for the chapter. This means that I actually have an idea of how efficient I'm being, and when I can peel off the post-it note and show that I've got to that place, it does give me a sense of satisfaction and helps for me to stay motivated. If you own the textbook and are allowed to write in it, then I suggest reading through the whole chapter once and highlighting the key points, and then reading through the chapter again, this time just reading the highlighted points and typing these up into your notes. However, if you don't own the textbook and you're not able to write in it, that's fine, but instead of reading through the whole chapter, just read through one passage and pick out the key points in your head and then type these up. It's really important that you don't copy directly from the textbook. You need to make sure it's in your own words because you're more likely to understand them. This next bit is the most important thing for writing up your notes because it is the format in which I recommend you do it. I like to assign sections in my notes. I don't want to just have one solid piece of writing because it's really hard to learn from. I will always have one section for vocab, so new definitions. I will have another section for key quotes. For history, I used to have a place for key dates and key people. And then as you're going along, simply make new headings. I think it's much better to have lots of specific titles than one massive heading and then loads of writing. What you want to do is have something really specific, so you might just have causes of World War II and then just bullet point it. And then with something like causes for World War II, because obviously that's quite a broad topic, you might want to have causes of World War II and then subheadings. So say the first cause was required economic reparations in Germany, and then have your specific headings there. And bullet point underneath with one introductory phrase. Once you have gotten through the whole of your textbook chapter that you're writing up, don't just leave it there. One thing that I always like to do with my notes is make sure that they are as good as they possibly can be, and that these are really going to aid me in getting top grades. Once I've written up the information which is specifically from the textbook, I will go over to my class notes, and using the same headings, I will just drop in any extra information that I might have on handouts or written class notes. Once I've done that, I will also maybe look on Google Scholar. It would apply to humanities subjects and English. Get some extra facts, some extra people, and add them into your notes, because it will mean that they're much broader and something you can be proud of. If you have something in your notes or you find something that doesn't fit into one of the main headings, it's probably not relevant. If you think it might be really great for enhancing an essay, then by all means add it in, maybe put it in an other section. I usually have one of those for exclusive facts that might come in useful. I also recommend having a large margin because it means that you can go back over your notes at a later date and add anything in that you might have missed. I also like to colour code my notes, so for example in English we have 5 assessment objectives that we have to adhere to, so I will colour code my English notes according to the assessment objectives. What I recommend is going a section at a time, so when you get to your first post-it note, you stop and you review the notes. Make sure they're comprehensive. Another thing that's really important is if you haven't understood something in the lesson, you have to make sure you understand it before you write up your notes. It's very likely if you haven't understood the topic, you're going to include mistakes that you just assume are correct. Come across a little topic that you found a bit tricky, all you have to do, read through it. If it doesn't make sense, find an alternate resource, find a video online, find an article about it, and just make sure that you understand it before you write it up. If you can't find any way of understanding it, I will write in my notes in square brackets, return to this. and I will write a note to tell my teacher that I don't understand. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found these tips helpful, and I hope that it helps you in writing your own revision notes. Please be sure to go and look at the post on STUDYEGN because I am sure you are going to love it. Thank you again, and have a productive week.